Hi everybody, if you don't know me already, my name is Kaylee. I'm a gut health nutrition coach, so I help people to overcome their chronic gut and digestive issues using the principles of ancestral nutrition as well as some other holistic health principles. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about the true cause of acid reflux as well as the cure. So first of all, I want to mention that too low of stomach acid, not too high of stomach acid, is what causes acid reflux. And I'm going to get more into that, exactly the physiology in your body, what's going on, and why that's the case in this video. But I'm also going to share the steps that you can take to overcome your acid reflux. So for what I do with my clients, this is what allowed my client Darian to go from having really bad acid reflux along with some other digestive issues, and she got her acid reflux down to one time roughly every 3 weeks within 3 months of working with me. And now she rarely ever has it anymore. And this also allowed my client Isabella to get rid of her acid reflux in about 2 months. And it allowed my client Derek to get rid of this, what did he call it? Like painful, gassy feeling in his throat, also within about 2 months of working with me. So these things really work. They help you pretty quickly as well. So I'm really excited to share them with you. And before I get too far into this video, I do want to let you guys know that I have a couple of spaces open in my program, Ancestral Gut Healing, right now. So if you want to hear more about how you can get to the root cause of all your gut and digestive issues and overcome them within around 3 months, then make sure to stick around till the end of the video and I will talk more about that there. But anyway, back to the topic for today. So that's going to be first, I'm going to go over the cause, which I kind of already told you, but I'm going to explain it a bit more, of acid reflux, and then I'll get into the cure. So like I mentioned earlier, the main cause of acid reflux is going to be too low of stomach acid, not too high. Now, if you have gone to the doctor or done a quick Google search or anything like that for your acid reflux, you probably heard before that you have too high of stomach acid and it's burning your esophagus and you have to avoid tomatoes and coffee and lemon and all acidic foods. And that's how you're going to fix it. And if you've tried that for any amount of time, or if you've tried antacids or anything like that, you've probably found that, maybe it helped a little bit at first, but it really doesn't fix it for the long run. So the actual cause is too low of stomach acid. And basically, when your stomach acid is too low, that means that the food in your stomach, so when you eat, you chew, you swallow through your esophagus, and then your food goes to your stomach pretty darn quickly. And in the stomach, you have hydrochloric acid, stomach acid, breaking down your food as well as some other digestive enzymes. And your stomach also does this churning motion. So it is chemically breaking down your food with the hydrochloric acid and digestive enzymes, and it's physically breaking down your food with all the churning in your stomach. So when your stomach acid is too low, it takes a lot longer to break down your food. Therefore, your food stays in your stomach longer because at the top of your stomach, between your stomach and your esophagus, is this little sphincter. You can think of it like a little door. And that's called the esophageal sphincter. And at the bottom, separating your stomach from your small intestine, is the pyloric sphincter. So the pyloric sphincter at the bottom, which is going to allow your digested food, they call it chyme after it comes out of the stomach, it's going to allow that food or chyme to come into your small intestine for the next part of digestion. But it has to be digested enough first. And one of the ways that your body measures that it's digested enough is based on the pH of your stomach, or the pH right near that pyloric sphincter. So it has to be acidic enough, so low enough of a pH, to signal that little sphincter to open up and allow some of the food or chyme to slowly come in to the small intestine and then go on to the rest of digestion. So when it is too low, when you don't have enough stomach acid, your pH is too high. It's not low enough, it's not acidic enough to break down your food efficiently. So your food is churning and churning for longer and longer, and too long, not quick enough. So when your food is staying in your stomach for too long, what can tend to happen is that esophageal sphincter between your stomach and esophagus tends to open a little bit and let a little bit of food and acid just, come up a little bit. And that is where you get that acid reflux. That is where you get that foul acidy taste in your throat. That's where you get the burning sensation and all of that. So again, it is most often caused by too low of stomach acid. Once people strengthen their stomach acid production, which I'm going to get into in the cure section, they digest their food so much easier and everything just moves smoother. And because your stomach is efficiently breaking down food and just shoveling it right into the small intestine, it doesn't really give that pyloric sphincter at the top the opportunity to start opening and letting the acidity up. Now, if you're thinking, well, then why does acid reflux burn so much? Why does it hurt? Why does it taste like stomach acid if it's not acidic enough? Well, our stomach acid is very strong. I don't remember it off the top of my head, but it's somewhere around a 2 on the pH scale. Again, the pH scale is 1 to 14, 7 is neutral, 1 is the most acidic, or it might be 0 actually, is the most acidic, and then 14 is basic, the most basic or alkaline. So it's around 2-ish, if I'm remembering correctly. It is very, very strong. So even if you have weak stomach acid, it still might be around a 3 or even a 4, which is still pretty darn acidic. So even not acidic enough, stomach acid is still going to taste and burn and feel very acidic. It's still going to be not comfortable in your throat. So anyway, let's see. Oh, so what causes your stomach acid to be too low in the first place? There are several different things, so I'm going to go over a few of them, the most common ones here. So one is stress. Stress can inhibit your stomach acid production. Another one is if you take antacids. So if you're taking antacids, obviously that's going to prevent the acidity from building up in your stomach, and we want the acidity to build up. So yeah, that very common thing of prescribing antacids does so much more harm than good. One of my clients, Darian, I mentioned her at the beginning, she overcame her acid reflux, or she had it down to once every 3-ish weeks in 3 months, and then now she practically never has it anymore. She was on antacids when we met, and that was one of the things I told her right away, is to get off the antacids, and I think that helped her a ton in overcoming her acid reflux. So that's one thing. Another thing is zinc, magnesium, or sodium deficiency. All 3 of those nutrients are really important for making hydrochloric acid. So if you're deficient in those, your body might not have enough to make enough hydrochloric acid. So then too much like neutral or alkaline kind of drinks, just not very acidic drinks around mealtime. So think about it. If you're eating, your body's producing stomach acid, you're starting to digest things in your stomach, and then you drink a ton of water, that is going to dilute the stomach acid in your stomach. So this isn't going to necessarily affect the production of stomach acid, but this is going to contribute to the not acidic enough environment in your stomach. So yeah, if you're drinking tons of tea and water and any other kind of drink like that that's not acidic, it is going to make it harder for your body to digest things because it's diluting the stomach acid. So another thing that contributes is just improper digestion in your mouth, because the stomach is pretty high up on the digestive system track, but your mouth comes first. So if you are not chewing your food thoroughly, or if you are stressed and trying to eat, you're not going to be producing the saliva and enzymes in your mouth that need to happen first before it gets to your stomach, so that your stomach doesn't have to work as hard. So if you don't have that down, you're just going to make it harder. So if you do have acid reflux, I would really encourage you to chew your food thoroughly, to eat when you're relaxed, eat slowly, and that can actually help your acid reflux, because as I always say with the whole digestive system, if any part isn't working properly, then it passes the burden on to the next part. So if you're not chewing your food thoroughly, if you're not relaxed when you're eating, it can worsen acid reflux, it can worsen gas and bloating down the road, it can lead to constipation. So it's a really crucial part. And then again, you want to work on your stomach acid because it's going to affect everything below. So your nutrient absorption, your microbiome, your eliminations, all of that kind of stuff. And then one other note is I've noticed in a lot of people, overeating also tends to trigger acid reflux, most likely because that's just more food that your stomach has to digest. And again, if it's just a bunch of food, that's going to be higher pH, so not as low of pH, so it's going to make it more difficult for the stomach acid to bring down the pH of everything. So overeating is also a huge trigger. So now that you know what causes acid reflux, how can you actually go about curing it? So the number one, just kind of quick, easy thing I recommend to people is to drink apple cider vinegar water. I have noticed so much success in people with this. This helped Darian a ton in overcoming hers. This helped so many of my clients. This has helped a lot of my friends and family members too that don't necessarily get acid reflux all the time, but like are starting to get it a little bit or deal with it on occasion. I've recommended this and it usually just nips it in the bud. So what I mean by this is you take about 16 ounces of water and you put 2 to 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. If you're new to this, you probably want to start with 2 and work your way up to 3. Just because that can be a little bit of something to get used to. Like I will do 3 now, but I started with 2 in the beginning. Because this drink is great for a lot of other things too, so you don't have to have acid reflux to drink it. It's good for your digestion and your liver and your skin and so many other things. So yeah, so you take that. You can also substitute some of the apple cider vinegar for lemon juice if you want, or if you're just like not feeling the apple cider vinegar. I have had a few people before say that apple cider vinegar just does not sit well for them. It doesn't work well. You can use lemon juice instead. Just be aware that lemon juice is a little bit less acidic than the apple cider vinegar, so you're probably going to want a full 3 tablespoons, maybe even 4, if you are opting for lemon juice instead. You can also, I recommend adding a pinch of good quality salt to your water. Salt will help with the production of stomach acid, and it'll make the beverage more hydrating. So I'd use a really good quality one. I like either the Redmond's Real Salt or there's a really good Celtic sea salt company. It's like Selena Naturals or something like that. That's delicious, and that's my favorite salt. But anything that still has the minerals in it, it's not like stripped just sodium chloride. Yeah, so a little pinch of salt. You can also add some cinnamon and ginger, and that makes it a little bit more digestive supporting, and it just tastes really good too. So I recommend that you make that and you drink it pretty regularly. About once a day. You can do it a little bit less, a little bit more, but I wouldn't go like too crazy with it. But yeah, around once a day for a while, and then you can kind of ease off if you'd like. But yeah, especially if you're noticing acid reflux starting to come on, or you can make a habit of having it right before and during your meals. This is a drink you can have before and during your meals because it's going to be a little more acidic, so it's going to decrease the pH of everything in your stomach, so it's helpful there. And then let's see. So then I recommend that you avoid non-acidic drinks, so plain water, tea, anything like that, right before, during, and after your meals. So roughly like 20-30 minutes. You know, you don't have to look at a clock, but just be aware, like, don't start chugging a bunch of water right before your meals or right after. If you don't have acid reflux, that's different, but if you don't have it, you might not be watching this video. So if you do have it, just be mindful of that. You know, in the future when it's gone, you don't have to be perfectly strict. Yeah, I have a drink of water before a meal sometimes because I'm hungry, but if you're struggling with acid reflux, I really wouldn't do that. So then definitely ditch the antacids now. You don't have to wean off them. Just cut them out now and throw them away and don't use them again. They're not helpful at all. Make sure you're getting plenty of zinc, magnesium, and sodium. I meant to write down sources of this, so now I'm going to have to remember it off the top of my head. Zinc, oysters, shellfish, stuff like that is really good for zinc. Magnesium, oh, it's in so many things. It's like coconut water. I always do terrible with remembering magnesium off the top of my head. Look it up if you want some magnesium sources. And then sodium, a good quality salt is going to be your main source. And then seafood is going to have more sodium in it as well. And then you also want to eat mindfully and relaxed. I kind of mentioned that earlier, to chew your food thoroughly, to manage stress as well. Don't overeat, and also don't lay down after your meals for at least around 30 minutes. I give the times just to give you a rough idea, but like personally for me, I don't struggle with acid reflux, but I do want to support my digestive health. I listen to my body for laying down, so like after dinner is probably the biggest temptation to like lay down and watch TV or read a book or do something like that. So I just listen to my body. If I start to lay down and it doesn't feel right, I sit back up and I wait till it feels okay. So yeah, again, 30 minutes is just kind of a rough guideline. But, you know, if you're laying down, that's kind of tilting your whole digestive system in the direction it's not meant to go. So that can also contribute to the pyloric sphincter opening up and letting some of that acid go up into your esophagus, which is not what you want. So anyway, that is it for this video. So basically, yeah, that is the cause and the cures of acid reflux. So I hope that helps you if you are dealing with acid reflux. And if you want more personalized support, or you're dealing with a lot of other digestive issues as well. I know a lot of people that struggle with acid reflux usually struggle with other digestive issues too. So if that's you, if you're dealing with gas, bloating, diarrhea, constipation, anything else like that, indigestion, weak digestion, low appetite, hormonal issues, skin issues, anything that ties back to your gut health, and you want more guidance, you want to understand what are the root causes, what are causing your issues, just like I did for the acid reflux in this video. If you want to learn, what's the root cause of bloating, why are you bloated all the time, like what's the root cause of constipation, if you just want to understand how your body works, how it functions, and how to help it function more optimally, and then get personalized support and guidance through the whole process so that it's very tailored to you and your situation, and you end up with basically a health routine that you can keep up for the long run, that's not overly complicated, that will help you stay on track with your digestive health, your gut health, your nutrient consumption, and your disease prevention, and really your overall health, then I think you'd be interested in my program, Ancestral Gut Healing, where I walk you through all of that. So if you want to learn more about what I offer and see if it's a good fit for you, then I'd love to talk with you. I do offer a free consultation call to hear more about your situation, explain what I offer in my program, and just see if it would be a good fit. So if you're interested in that, be sure to click the link below. I'll leave a link to my calendar and you can book a call to talk with me there. But yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you know anyone that could benefit from it, feel free to share it. That helps me a lot, that helps them a lot, that just helps everybody a lot. Or you could like it, comment, subscribe, anything like that I really appreciate. So yeah, thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.